We ditched Madrid's winter for Lisbon's seaside landscapes. Picture this: cobblestone streets, hilly views, lively markets, ocean breeze, the sound of the seagulls. I don't know why, but surprisingly, it felt a little bit like Istanbul, you know? Don't get me wrong, there's no replacing Istanbul's unique magic or Lisbon's European charm, but isn't it gracious to have this reminiscent vibe just an hour away from Madrid? We came to the city for only 3 days, and these are the highlights of things you must do in Lisbon. As a tourist, you want to make sure to visit the most important neighborhoods, and those are Baixa, Alfama, Barrio Alto, Chiado, and Avenida Liberdade. We stayed in Chiado and thought it was a great location since we felt in the middle of everything, walking distance. Chiado is a sophisticated district known for its elegant shops, theaters, and historic cafes. Here we visited a Brasileira to get a real taste of Lisbon's history, since this is one of the oldest and most emblematic cafes in the city. This place holds decades of history, so come visit so you can learn more about it. But besides that, the food and coffee were on point and the service was just so efficient and friendly. We had a great time here. There are also numerous coffee shops in the area. We loved Fábrica Coffee Roaster and Café di Marzano Vermuteria. And if you're trying to have the most gourmet pastel de nata, I recommend you pass by Castro Atelier de Pastéis de Nata and get pastel de nata and a glass of champagne. What an experience!
We are in Rua Garret, which seems to be a popular street for shopping, and we got a pastry and he's ready to try it. Got the famous Portuguese pastry and look at that. Like, he even wants to eat the paper. Is that good? Hello, can I have it back? Oh. Someone likes it. That was so amazing. I'm going for another one. I'm sorry. It was delicious. Even my baby loved it.
Something else is not necessarily a Portuguese-like experience, but on our last day in the city, it was raining, we were sick, so we were in the mood for some ramen. We visited Ramen Bamboo in Chiado, and we are so glad we did. We had not had such a delicious ramen dish in a long time, so if you like ramen, I recommend it. Next, everyone's favorite, Alfama. This is Lisbon's oldest district. The look is of a labyrinth of narrow streets, colorful houses, and challenging streets to roll around with a baby stroller. If you have a baby stroller, maybe wait until they can walk. But things to do in this area include historical landmarks, viewpoints, and restaurants and cafes. I recommend you go to Lisbon Cathedral, which we arrived thanks to an elevator that we got on the lower part of the city without expecting it. This was our alternative type of fun with a stroller, considering that the tram 28 was so packed, we could not fit there with the baby. And yes, this is a must-do, the iconic tram 28. It wins its way through Alfama's narrow streets. It's a charming and convenient way to see the district's highlights. It's a super famous tourist attraction, so don't miss it. The National Pantheon is also an impressive piece that houses the tombs of significant Portuguese personalities. São Jorge Castle, this is a long walk that we couldn't do because of the rain, but I have heard this site offers amusing views of the city. You can walk along its medieval walls, visit the archaeological site, and immerse yourself in centuries of history. In terms of restaurants and places to eat around here, we had the famous piña coladas at New Pizza Place, which is in front of Mirador Puertas del Sol. This was a super fun experience, actually probably one of the highlights of our trip. And then we had dinner at Caes na Pregaça. They are famous for their bacalao dish, and that's exactly what I had. It was on point. Barrio Alto. We didn't have a great experience here because we came during the day on a Sunday, so the place wasn't really thriving. This neighborhood is famous for its nightlife, as there are numerous restaurant bars, fado houses, and party.
We are in Barrio Alto, but it seems like everything's closed, and it reminds us of Naples a little bit, like little houses and like the clothes hanging in the balconies. And yeah,
Adjacent to Barrio Alto, there's Príncipe Real neighborhood, which was probably my favorite neighborhood to eat and window shop and walk around and explore. I liked it better than Barrio Alto because it's a more tranquil ambience. It has upscale shops and fashionable boutiques that are a little pricey, but they're just so cool. And I also think this could be a great neighborhood to stay at during your visit to Lisbon. Baixa, the heart of Lisbon. This is where you're going to see the grand squares, elegant neoclassical architecture, and bustling streets. The highlights of the area include Praça do Comércio, which is so beautiful, Lisbon's main shopping street, Rua Augusta, Arco da Rua Augusta, and nearby there's also a blue street and a pink street that is full of restaurants and local bars. I think this is the perfect spot for adults to hang out all night. Not babies though. Avenida da Liberdade.
We are walking on Avenida Liberdade, which is like the Champs-Élysées of Lisbon, and it's very quiet, not a lot of movement. It's also a Sunday, so I don't know if that makes a difference, but I'm not, a shopping girl, so I'm not having the time of my life. But in here is where you can do your shopping. Zara, Mango, Pinko, big brand stores too. Not a lot of restaurants or coffee, but there's a Starbucks. It's pretty, it's really clean, and it's good.
This grand avenue leads to Parque Eduardo VII, offering a greenscape in the heart of the city for you to unwind and forget about the noise. Around here, I didn't have so much fun because there's too much shopping that I'm not interested in, but we went to Honest Greens for juice, and then we went to Delta Coffee Experience for an amazing coffee experience, probably one of the best ones I've had in a while, so I totally recommend this place. Located along the riverfront, Belem is rich in maritime history and iconic landmarks. When you come, you get to visit the Belem Tower, Jerónimos Monastery, and indulge in the famous pastel de nata at the historic Pastéis de Belem like I did.
Right behind me you have the famous Pastéis de Belem, and actually they are the ones that created this pastry and named it, and then they got the what's the name? The patent, and no one else could copy them, so then that's why in other places you see that they call it pastel de nata, but only here they could call it pastel de Belem.
So it's the original.
It's the original. I got myself some bacalao bites. If you watch my Spain videos, you know I love Spain, but this is better than a croqueta, I have to say. You want to try it?
Yes.
Note, we thought it was going to be nice to take a long walk along the water side from the old town all the way to Belem, but I don't think it was worth it at all, especially with rain and changing weather during the winter/springtime. I also think that the area is very industrial for a long time and not pretty to look at, unfortunately. I think it's best to take a taxi. We did go to a beautiful, wonderful, amazing restaurant on our way here, and we enjoyed then like a river walk with contemporary art, and it was really fun. But maybe you want to take a taxi all the way here, enjoy that, and then take another taxi to Belem. Other super fun things to do that are not part of these neighborhoods I mentioned are the LX factory that I think everyone knows about, which is a former industrial complex that now offers art studios, trendy shops, cafes, and restaurants. We had a great time here. There was so much to do. It was almost a little overwhelming. We did not come with enough time to really enjoy it. So I recommend you spend at least 3 hours here so you can really explore every place there is to see here. Really fun, really beautiful, really unique. And then something else to visit, it's the Time Out Market of Lisbon, which is a huge food hall where you can explore the diverse range of culinary options of Portugal all in one place. This is actually the first thing we did when we arrived to the city because we all wanted to eat different things, and I wanted to see food in display because I've never eaten Portuguese food before.
The experience at timeout is for sure chaotic. It was a mission to find sitting, especially with a baby, but now we have the food that just arrived. It looks good. Let's see if it's good.
It was a great option if you are a first timer. However, it gets really packed, especially on rainy days. So be aware of that and maybe come with time and patience so you can get a table. There is so much to discover in Lisbon. My overall experience was positive, very positive. The city felt international, eclectic, fun, young, bohemian, unique, timeless, lively, and picturesque. Have fun.